Hi everyone, welcome to Learn with Israel YouTube channel. So in this video, we'll be treating JAMB Chemistry question for episode 1, and it will be from question 1 to question 20. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button now and like this video. And if you are interested in my tutorial, please chat me on WhatsApp. Chat this number on WhatsApp. Chat me on WhatsApp and you join my tutorial. So let's get started. Question 1. Which of the following is a physical change? Which of the following is a physical change? A. Burning kerosene. B. Freezing ice cream. C. Exposing phosphorus here. D. Dissolving calcium in water. So option C and option A, exposing phosphorus to air and burning kerosene, are both chemical change. The only physical change is freezing ice cream. Freezing ice cream is from liquid to solid state. So let's move to question 2. The presence of impurity in a solid will make the melting point to dash. A. Decrease. B. Increase. C. Remain unchanged. D. 0. So the presence of impurity in a solid will make the melting point to decrease. So let's move to question 3. Lucas reagent is used to test for dash. A. Alkanols. B. Alkanoic acid. C. Alkenes. D. Amines. So let's start from option B. Amines is not used to test for Lucas reagent. Neither is it alkene. Alkene is bromine water. It's used to test for alkene. Bromine water. Lucas reagent is used to test for alkanols. If you know that, guys, alkanols. So let's move to the next question. Question 4. Calculate the mass of chlorine gas which occupies a volume of 1.12 dm³ at STP. So let's calculate. The first thing to know is our molar volume. What's our molar volume? Our molar volume is not in the question, but it's a constant. Our molar volume is 22.4. Our molar volume is equal to 22.4 dm³. Our chlorine, our volume is what? Our volume is 1.12 dm³. Our volume is 1.12 dm³. And our chlorine gas, chlorine is written as Cl, but chlorine gas is written as Cl2. Nitrogen is written as N, but nitrogen gas is written as N2, for those that don't know that. So let's continue. So our chlorine Cl2. So before we can calculate our mass, we need to calculate the molar mass of chlorine gas. How do we do that? Chlorine is 35.5. Multiplied by these two here, it give us what? 71 gram per mole. So we now know our molar volume, we know our volume, and we now know our molar mass of chlorine gas. So let's now calculate for mass. So our mass M equals our volume is represented as V multiplied by our molar mass. I'll write it in capital letter. Multiplied by our molar mass over our molar volume. Molar volume written as MV. So this is our volume, this is our molar mass, this is our molar volume. So when calculating mass, you use this formula. So we can now see our mass equals, what's our volume? Our volume is 1.12 multiplied by our molar mass, which is 71 over 22.4 dm³, which is constant. So let's press our calculator. Press your calculator there. Let's press our calculator. 1.12 multiplied by 71 equals 79.52. Let's divide it by 22.4. So our mass equals 79.52 divided by 22.4 will give us what? It will give us 3.55. So our mass is what? 3.55. Let's check the option. Yeah, it's in option B. 3.55 is the correct answer. Let's move to question 5. A sample of a gas exerts a pressure of 8.2 atm when confined in a 2.93 dm³ container at 20 degrees Celsius. The number of moles of gas in the sample is. So before we can know our answer, we have to do what? We have to calculate. This is a general gas question. And the formula for general gas question is PV equals nRT. The P represents the pressure. P represents the pressure. Our V represents the volume. Our N represents number of moles. Our R is the ideal gas equation. Ideal gas equation. While our T is the temperature. Temperature. So what do we do next? Our P, we already know our P. Our P is equals 8.2 atm. Our V is, we are not given our V. We are looking for our N. N is unknown. Our R, we are given our R as 0.082, which is constant. And our T is 20. So what do? We add 273 with it because 273 is the constant. To convert to Kelvin, to convert Celsius to Kelvin, you need to add 273 plus the number you are converting. So 20 plus 273 is equals to 293. 293. So our volume is represented as 2.93 here. 2.93 dm³. So what do we do next? We impute. We already imputed, so let's write our formula. PV equals nRT. So what are we looking for? Our number of mole. So let's make number of mole subject of the formula. So our number of mole equals PV over RT. Input math. Once then use that formula, PV will go up while RT will come down. So our number of mole equals, what's our P? 8.2. Our P is 8.2 multiplied by our volume, which is 2.93, divided by our R, which is 0.082, multiplied by our T, which is 293. So let's clean the board. So 8.2 times, so our number of mole equals 8.2 times 2.93. 8.2 times 2.93 is 24.026. So 0.082 multiplied by 293, let's calculate it. 0.082 multiplied by 293 will give us 24.026 also. So 24.026 over 24.026 will give us 1. So our number of mole of gas in the sample is 1. So let's check the option here. It's in option A. 1 is the correct answer. So if you haven't subscribed up to this moment, please go and subscribe now. Let's continue. Of nitrogen is from the burning of that. A. Coal, B. Wood, C. Fuel, D. Chlorofluorocarbon. So that of nitrogen are being generated by the burning of fuel, which is in option C. So let's move to the next question. Question 7. Iron can be protected from corrosion by coating the surface with silver, B. Copper, C. Zinc, D. Gold. So zinc is a sacrificial metal used during galvanization, and that process is called electroplating. The process is called electroplating. So zinc is the correct answer. Iron can be protected from corrosion by coating the surface with zinc. Let's move to question 8. The dispersion of a liquid in a liquid medium will give A. Fog, B. Gel, C. An aerosol, D. An emulsion. D. An emulsion. So fog and aerosol is liquid in gas. They are both liquid in gas. Fog is liquid in gas, while aerosol is liquid in gas. Gel is liquid in solid. Gel can be found in hair cream, is liquid in solid. While emulsion can be found in paint, is liquid in liquid, which is the correct answer. So the dispersion of a liquid in a liquid medium will give an emulsion. Let's move to question 9. Helium is often used in observation balloon because it is A, light and combustible, B, light and non-combustible, C, heavy and combustible, D, heavy and non-combustible. So helium is light, very light and unreactive. So light is the correct answer, and while non-combustible also means unreactive, which makes option B the correct answer. So let's move to the next question. So let's move to question 10. Question 10 says, the solubility of 20.2 grams of potassium thiazonitrate 5 in mole per dm cube dissolves in 100 grams of water at room temperature is, so we have our K, which is potassium as 39, which is the molar mass, our oxygen 16 as the molar mass, and our nitrogen 14 as the molar mass. So let's solve. If we don't know our answer, we have to solve to get our answer. So we have to calculate for solubility. So let's start from 100 grams of water. 100 grams of water is also known as 100 centimeter. I hope you guys know that 100 grams of water equals 100 centimeter. The reason is because water takes the shape of the container. So 200 grams of water also equals 200 centimeter cube. So let's continue. So our mass is 20.2 grams. Molar mass of potassium thiazonitrate 5. Let's write it out. So potassium thiazonitrate 5 is written as KNO3. So we want to solve the molar mass for KNO3. So our K is 39 plus our N is 16, and our N is 14, sorry, and our O is 16. Multiply by the 3 here, KNO3, multiply by this 3. So 39 plus 14, that's 52. And 52 plus 48, that's 100. No, 39 plus 14 is 53. 516 times 3 is 48. So 53 plus 48 is 101 gram. So our molar mass is 101 gram per mole. That's our molar mass. And our mass is 20.2 gram. And our volume is 100 centimeter. So let's solve. So this formula for solubility equals mass over molar mass. Mm is written as molar mass multiplied by 1000 over volume. So what's our mass? Our mass is 20.2 grams. And our molar mass is 101 multiplied by 1000 divided by 100, which is the volume. So when solving solubility, this is the formula: mass over molar mass multiplied by 1000 over volume. So what do? Let's cut this. 0 cancel 0, 0 also cancel 0. So we are now left with 20.2 multiplied by 10 over 101, which will give us 2 gram. 2 gram. So our solubility equals 2 gram. So option D is the correct answer. You can check it on your calculator. 2 gram is the correct answer. Let's move to question 11. 16.55 grams of lead 2095 was dissolved in 100 grams of distilled water at 20 degrees Celsius. Calculate the solubility of the solute in mole per dm cube. So we have to calculate in mole per dm cube. So our Pb, which is lead, is 207, our N, which is nitrogen, is 14, and our O, which is oxygen, is 16. So let's solve. The first thing to do is to know our mass. The mass of the solute equals 16.55 grams. And our volume So 100 centimeter, I already explained the other time that 100 centimeter, 100 grams of water also equals 100 centimeter. So our volume is 100 centimeter. And we have to convert this 100 centimeter to dm cube because we are asked to derive the answer in mole per dm cube. How do we do that? We divide by 1000. So 100 divided by 1000 will give us 0.1 dm cube. So we already converted from centimeter to dm cube divided by 1000. So we now have our mass and we now have our volume. So let's calculate for our molar mass. So our molar mass equals, so lead 2-triazonitrate-5 is written as PbNO3, PbNO3 2. So we have to calculate the molar mass of PbNO3 2. So our Pb is equals 207. Our Pb is 207 plus our nitrogen 14. But we won't write 14 because of the 2 here. So 14 multiplied by the 2 here will give us 28 plus our oxygen. Oxygen is 16 multiplied by the 3 here, 48. So 48 multiplied by the 2 here will give us what? 96. So it will give us 96. So if we sum up it together, we'll get 331 gram per mole. 331 gram per mole. So we already convert the volume and we already get our derivation. So what are we doing next? We have to get our moles, number of moles. The reason is because we are looking to get the answer for solubility and we need our mole. So to get our mole, we will divide mass over molar mass. So our mass 16.55 divided by 331. So our mole equals, let's calculate it. So 16.55 divided by 331. It will give us 0.05. So our number of mole is 0.05, but we can't pick option D. The reason is because we have not get our solubility. So now our solubility, how do we get that? We now divide mole over volume. So our mole over volume. Our mole is 0.05 and our volume is 0.1. I already converted it to dm cube, 0.1. So our solubility, let's calculate 0.05 divided by 0.1 will give us 0.5. So 0.5 is the correct answer, option C. So if you find this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's move to the next question. Question 12. Brass is an alloy of copper and dash. A, zinc, B, tin, C, aluminium, D, magnesium. So the correct answer is what? Is zinc. Brass is an alloy of copper and zinc. Assuming it is bronze that is here, we have gone for tin. Because bronze is also an alloy of copper and tin, for those that don't know. Let's move to question 13. The principal constituent of natural gas is dash. A, methane, B, ethane, C, propane, D, butane. All these options are classified under alkane. But the principal constituent of natural gas is butane. Let's move to the next question. Fermentation is the that A, breakdown of carbohydrate to glucose, B, conversion of sugar to alcohol in presence of yeast, C, conversion of sugar to alcohol, D, breakdown of sugar to salt. So what's fermentation? Fermentation is the conversion of sugar to alcohol and not alcohol to sugar. It's from sugar to alcohol. So option B is the correct answer, in the presence of yeast. In the presence of yeast. Note that. Question 15. Cellulose and starches can be classified as one of the following: A, sugars, B, sucrose, C, hydrocarbon, D, carbohydrate. Cellulose is found in wood and is a carbohydrate, while starch is also a carbohydrate, which makes option D the correct answer. So cellulose and starches can be classified as one of the carbohydrates. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let's continue. Question 16. The pollutants that contribute to the depletion of ozone layer is ACFC, B NO2, CSO2, D CO. So CFC found in refrigerator and air conditioner is the pollutant that contributes to depletion of ozone layer. So what's the meaning of CFC? CFC is fluorocarbon. So option A is the correct answer. Question 17. The factor that lowers the activation energy of a chemical reaction is A. Pressure, B. Temperature, C. Catalyst, D. Concentration. So what's catalyst? Catalyst speed up chemical reaction by lowering the activation energy of that chemical reaction. So option C is the correct answer. The factor that lowers the activation energy of a chemical reaction is catalyst. So let's move to question 18. The oxidation state of Cr in K2CrO7 is, so let's solve. So our K2 is +1, so +1 K2CrO7, so we have to find for Cr, which is chromium. So our K2 +1 multiplied by this 2 here. This K having invisible one multiplied by the 2 here plus Cr 2Cr plus O7. So our O is having -2. The oxidation state of oxygen is -2 multiplied by this 7. So +1 times 2 is 2 plus 2Cr plus -2 times 7 is 14. So what do? We make 2Cr is obvious of the formula. So 2Cr equals 14 minus 2. So 2Cr equals 12. Let's bring it here. 2Cr equals 12. So let's divide by 2 to get our Cr, which is chromium. 6. 2 cancel 2. So our chromium equals +6. I hope you understand that now. So option B is the correct answer. So let's move to the next question. Question 19. So this is an organic chemistry question. The IUPAC nomenclature of the compound above is dash. A2-ethylpentane, B3,4-dimethylhexane, C2,3-dimethylhexane, D2-ethylhexane. Cannot just look at it and know the answer. We have to check through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 means hexane. So the parent name is hexane. The parent name equals hexane. So hexane is the parent name. So what do we do next? We have to count from left and count back to right. So we now pick the lowest number. Those are the rules of organic chemistry when calculating the compound. So let's count from left. Let's count to the left, to the right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's count back. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 1, 2, 3. We have methyl here. We have 3 methyl, 4 methyl. And if we count like this, we also have 3 methyl, 4 methyl. So it's better to just pick either one of the two, since they are having the same value if you count from left to right and if you count back from right to left. So we now have 3 methyl, 4 methyl. This is how it is written. We already know that our parent name is hexane. 3 methyl, 4 methyl. What do we do? 3 methyl, 4 methyl is not in the option. What do? We write it like this. We have 3, 4. 2 methyl means dimethyl. That's how it is written in organic chemistry. It is written like this in organic chemistry. 3, 4 dimethyl hexane as the parent name. The parent name always comes last. So option B is the correct answer. 3, 4 dimethylhexane. So let's move to question 20, which is the last question for episode 1. The electronic configuration of Al3 plus is, so Al means aluminium. It's part of the first 20 elements. So Al3 plus. Aluminium is number 13 in the first 20 element. So how do we write it? We write it as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p1. So if we add it, 2 plus 2 here, that's 4. 4 plus 6, let me write it well. 4 plus 6, that's 10. 10 plus 2, that's 12. And 12 plus 1, that's 13. Because aluminium is 13. But we won't do it like that. Do you know why? Because of the 3 plus here. This 3 plus means minus 3. So if we are to minus 3, from the electronic configuration, we will remove 3s2 and 3p1. So we have removed 3s2 and 3p1. We are now left with 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. So if we add it together, that's 10. So this 3 plus means minus 3. So 13 minus 3 equals 10. So if we add it together, we get 10. So option B, yeah, is in option B. Option B is the correct answer. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. That's the correct answer. Assuming we don't have 3 plus here, we would have gone for option D. But since we have 3 plus, option B is the correct answer. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. See you in my subsequent video.